Hello friend, today I am going to discuss why is ethanol added to petrol. So we are going to discuss is ethanol mixed petrol harmful for vehicles, how ethanol blended petrol can be beneficial for India, advantage and disadvantage of ethanol blended petrol. Before I go any further, let's discuss what is ethanol. Ethanol is a biofuel that is derived from fermentation of sugarcane and corn. Ethanol acts as an alternative fuel solution to conventional petrol and diesel. So, using ethanol in IC engine and petrol engine, especially, it is not going to be something dramatically brand new or revolutionary. So, if we see the advantages, so farming sector will be stronger. India is one of the largest sugarcane producers in the world. So with such significant sugarcane production capacity, this would definitely help the farmers. Number 2, cheaper fuel solution. 1 liter of ethanol is currently priced at 62 rupees in India and petrol 100 rupees. So this means ethanol or ethanol blended petrol will reduce the fuel cost of consumer significantly compared to pure fossil fuel vehicles. Number 3, pollution reduction. Use of ethanol blended petrol decreases emissions such as carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon and nitrogen oxide. 50% lower in two-wheelers and 30% lower in four-wheelers. So this oxygenated fuel contains 35% oxygen and emits fewer pollutants into air than petrol or diesel. But the big reason to use ethanol is, especially for India, we import a lot of our petrol and diesel, and if we can replace even 10% or 20% of that with ethanol, we save huge amount on the import bill, and that is why the government is so excited about it. But the biggest issue with ethanol perhaps is people worrying about what happens to their engines. First of all, the amount of energy in ethanol is a little bit lower than in petrol. This means you have to burn more ethanol to achieve the same result. The things about ethanol is, ethanol actually contains oxygen molecule inside the compound, which means that when it enters the combustion chamber, it brings oxygen with it. So you don't need so much oxygen. Ethanol is quite happy to run in higher compression engines and produce greater results. So there are pros and cons to using ethanols. There were some concerns initially that vehicles should have been running pure petrol or E10, and suddenly they are being required to run E25. So E designation means ethanol mixed petrol. E10 equal to 10% ethanol mixed with petrol. Anyway, modern vehicles already make accommodation for ethanol. One accommodation that need to be made is ethanol is more corrosive than petrol, and there are chances that it will eat things like inner plastic lines of your fuel tank, various rubber seals and gaskets. And the other adaptation that need to be made, as I said, is that ethanol evaporates slower. It contains less energy than petrol, and when you mix it, the property of the engines may change. And thumb rule seems to say anything manufactured after 2001 should be able to run ethanol without too much trouble at all. Most systems today are flexible enough to be able to adapt to these changes, especially up to the level that the Indian government is looking at. Technology has moved on. Most cars that run E5, E10 up to E25. Technology has solved that issue as well. Thank you so much for watching.